guys. Let's get into opening this Repro that I have here. Now, Banggood.com is a website like AliExpress. You know, you go on there and you buy some cheap Chinese products. And it's hit or miss, you know. Like, I buy my 3D printer parts from there, and I've never had a problem from Banggood. So I never had a problem from Banggood, really. That's where I bought both my 3D printers. So I saw these one time, and I thought, why not? So that's why I'm buying these. Now, I've always wanted to buy Repros. I don't think there's a huge problem with them as long as whoever owns them knows they're Repros and never tries to sell them as a real thing. That's why I think if you're making a Repro, it needs to be blatantly obvious not the real thing. For somebody to Google a picture, they could easily tell the difference of the two. So the first one I have here is a pretty obvious one. It's Moon Crystal. Now, this one's pretty obvious because it's a Super Famicom game. If you're familiar with the library, you're obviously going to know this never came out for the NES, like it should have. You can see that I marked it Repro here, and when I open it up, you'll see that I marked it on the inside as well. Just in case anybody that's new to the hobby doesn't get, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't get, scanned off of something like this. They're not going to, anybody new to the hobby is not going to know the Moon Crystal never came out on the NES. You never know. So, open it up. And I just can't mark both of them Repro, you know, just in case somebody does try to sell this off after I get rid of it. Somebody's going to open it up and hopefully see that. I mean, it's easily clean, but, you know. So, here's the first one. As we open these up, you're going to notice that they're all the same board. Nothing special about it. Now, I think this is pretty dang good quality. The soldering, I think it's good. I don't really see anything, you know, that just screams how bad it is. You know, I don't really solder things myself, so it could be bad from it. This next one, it's kind of expensive, you know, more than somebody usually spends on one game, even in the modern market. You know, there's games like, let's say, Teenage Mutant Turtles in Time. It's like a $45 game. People spend $50, $60 on a brand new PS4 game, but to spend $45 on a retro game sometimes feels kind of bad. Again, you're going to see the Repro, and again, you're going to see it here. And like I was saying before, it looks like the same board. So usually on a legit North American NES game, you're going to have a Nintendo seal quality. So this doesn't have it, which is a good thing. I think that's perfect. That's another blatantly obvious thing they can do to show this is a Repro. So you don't see the Nintendo seal quality. You'll see that the label is, you know, kind of askew. Now there is a skew number, which honestly I think they should take that off. Just, you know, Photoshop it out. No big deal.
Now, for the most part, this is what the cover of Metal Storm should look like. First of all, you have the Nintendo seal of quality on the bottom right hand corner, and next to that, the Nintendo Entertainment System, which you will not find on this reproduction cart. Secondly, the artwork is a little bit off. This is one of the first factors you should take into account when trying to determine whether a cart is a real or a reproduction.
So we'll move on to the third game, which again is another expensive game, probably one of the most expensive NES games, and that is Little Samson. Again, you're not going to see the Nintendo seal quality on here, so that's a big thing for Repros. And again, the label's falling off. Open it up. And again, we're seeing the same thing. So what I plan to do is play all three games on three different kinds of consoles. One's going to be completely emulation. It's going to be the NES Classic that I modded to play all the games I want. So we're gonna play with that, see how the emulation looks. And then we're going to play this on a Retron HD from Hyperkin. See how those play and if it runs any worse or any better. And lastly, I'm going to run it on the Retron 5.
As you can tell, there's not a huge difference between the three. There's a little bit of slight color difference, and as well as the ones that emulate the games are a tad bit faster. As someone who plays this on the Retron 5 primarily, playing on the Retron HD with that tad bit slower gameplay only took a little bit to get used to. So whatever way you decide to play this, it's not going to be much of a problem. When we go through the other two titles, you're going to notice the exact same things. But with Little Samson, I only got it to work on the Retron 5 once. So with other titles you might buy, you may have the same problem if you use the Retron 5. You're probably asking if it's worth buying these reproduction carts from Banggood.com. Well, in my opinion, it was well worth the $16 I probably paid for each one. Now, if you have an original NES, as far as I know, with all reports, this seems to work flawlessly. So if you have one of those, it should be a perfect match for you as well. Now, if you decide to buy a reproduction cart, try not to pass it off as the real thing, because it's not. Whenever I buy a reproduction, I try to make it blatantly obvious that it is by writing repro all over the damn thing. And so if anybody actually comes across this in the wild, they're gonna know. As always, thanks for watching, and if you know of any other places I can buy reproduction carts to give them a shot, let me know in the comments. Oh, and one more thing before you click away from this video. Do me a favor, hit that like button, and if you really want to, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.